So in this video, we're going to check out episode 8 of the Sequencer Bootcamp for the Polyend Tracker. Make sure to watch the previous episode since we're building up from the first. So if you get lost, just start from the first episode and go from there. It's recommended that if you want to understand all of these features to watch these videos at least once a day until these things become second nature. Even if you take out 5 minutes a day, you can see big results in no time. So this time we're going to check out the sample editor. Before I do that, I just want to render a track and load it back in. So we can hear the pattern here. Just a very basic pattern. We're in record mode. We can see the red cursor. Let's go back to the first track. Let's press shift and press home. Now we've jumped to the top of the pattern. We can select the entire column by holding shift and pressing the up arrow when we're on the first step. If I press it twice, now we just selected the entire pattern. So we can select multiple columns. So let's say I'm in the middle here. I press shift up. Now I can press shift left. It'll go that way. Right will go this way. Let's go to the top here. Shift up, right, right. Now we're selecting all 3 columns. I'm going to press more. Right here we see render selection. I'm going to press that. Let's auto name it Glorious Cup. Render and load. Okay, so there it is, Glorious Cup. Now let's enter into the sample editor. We can choose which sample that we want to edit. So we see we're in that instrument now, but we can change it. If you hold down instrument, we can move the dial or go up and down. But let's stick to the one we just made. Down here we have start, end, and zoom. We also have undo, but there's nothing to undo currently. And over here are effects. Let's just focus on this part for now. I can audition from pressing any pad here. It's so quiet though. So the first thing I want to do is use the normalizer. What that does is it takes the highest peak and it maxes it out. Let's choose select effect, level 100. Now let's just press apply. Now we have a much larger waveform. Let's choose start. Now I can turn the dial. You can see the start of the waveform is changing. I can play it while we're doing this to hear where we're at. So now let's go end. Let's go this way. So now it's taking a long time to do that. So if I hold down shift, there we go. I can move quicker. Let's try that on start, shift. We turn the dial much quicker. If we need precision when we're editing the waveform, if I press zoom, we're going to go in closer. Now it zooms in to the one that we just last moved. So right now it's on start. So if I press end, we move it, press zoom, now we're zooming in at the end. So I can zoom into where I want and then move it manually from there. If I need to zoom in more, I'm going to go max zoom, line it up to a 0. Let's say I want to zoom all the way out. Press zoom, press delete. Now we're zoomed out fully. Start, delete, brings it to the beginning. End, delete, brings it all the way. So now that we know how to navigate our samples, we can go over here and apply more effects. Now that we know how to navigate our samples, now let's go over and apply more effects. So on the right hand side, we see that tall column of effects. Be aware that this is a destructive offline editor. In other words, it's rendered, not real time. Once we render an effect, it will change the file in the internal memory. We can undo an effect that we apply, but it will only be an option if we stay in the screen. So if you exit out to pattern, for example. So if we're in the pattern and then we go back in, we can see it's not lit up. But don't worry too much because it doesn't change the original file on the SD card. So imagine all of these effects as tools to mold the sound. If you want, you can imprint layer after layer of effects to change the original waveform. I'm not going to go on every single effect. I'm just going to show one method that you can use and you can kind of experiment on your own. So we have fade in and fade out on the bottom here. Now what I want to do is fade this in. We're going to go end, shift, we're going to bring it in. I want to make it kind of like right to here. So it's going to be fading in. Let's zoom in. All right, now we're zoomed in and let's press apply. Now I'm going to move to start. Let's zoom in there. Now we can see it's fading in. So let's press end, delete. Now we can listen to it. So it faded in. So let's undo that. Zoom out. Let's bring the end in. Now we're going to try something here. So I'm going to go to the start, then the end. We'll make it right here. And we're going to fade out. So it's going to take this volume and it's going to fade it to nothing at the end. So let's press apply. Let's go to the start here. Let's zoom in. We can see the wave faded out. Now I'm going to press start. We're going to go all the way over here to where it meets the end. Now I'm going to take the end and bring it out here. Let's fade that out. Let's repeat that process. So start, end, fade. Start, end, fade, etc. We can do that anywhere we want. And now let's reset everything. Let's hear what it sounds like. You can hear it's a little more. So that definitely changed the sound. Now let's bring the start over here. And the end, let's bring it in. Now let's go to Bitcrusher. Press select effect. We have bits and the rate. Let's preview. It's a very small snippet, so we can't really hear much of it. And change the bits and the rate. Let's apply it. Start end. Let's just make it a little further. I'm going to skip over a little so it's just the pure signal. Let's do Bitcrusher here. Make it 4 bits. Bring down the rate. We can preview. Apply. Now if I zoom in, I can actually see the bit crush on the waveform itself. Now I can go in here. Let's say I want this part to be even more bit crushed. So Bitcrusher, apply. Let's apply some chorus. So select effect. Let's change the length and the voices. So apply. So I can just keep doing this. Now that part I want to give it some delay. So as you can see, it makes a tail. So that adds to the actual waveform length. I'm probably going to bring the feedback down, bring the time down a little. Let's just do that. We can also reverse. So let's just reverse this selection. Now let's move this, say here, reverse here. Now I'm just randomly picking spots to do this. Now let's reset it and listen to it. So now we can hear it's starting to sound a little different than before. Let's use the amplifier. Sounds a little quiet still to my ear, so I'm just going to turn that up, apply. We can see the waveform. Let's listen to it. So it didn't clip, so it sounds pretty good. Let's go over here. We're going to add a flange. Select effect. Change the length, the depth. Preview. Sounds weird. Let's do it. Overdrive. Let's try that. Change the type. Turn up the gain. Apply. I'm going to overdrive over here. Select. Just apply the same thing. Maybe bring it in a little here. Apply. Let's see what it sounds like. I can bring it in here. Then I can just crop it, apply. Then I can go in here. Fade out. You can see it fading out. Fade out here. So we can have a lot of fun with our samples here this way. Let's see what happens. If I don't like it, undo, but that's just that last layer. It only has that one layer. We also have wavetable smoother, compressor, limiter, equalizer, beat stretch, beat, and note. Let's go to sample playback. So in sample playback, we can change how it plays when we perform. So that's a one shot, but let's go to forward. So now it's gonna loop. So what I can do is change a loop start and bring that in. Now we have the same kind of controls. So remember, if we need to go faster, just hold down shift. I can zoom in and it zooms into the last one we just moved. That's for precision. Now I can move end and I can move start. Can change it to a backward loop. Ping pong.